Christian in all of Christian history who's not a heretic, we are bound to accept those interpretations, regardless of whether it conflicts with a clear statement of the New Testament. Now, none of us up here accept this method, so I don't know why you would expect Christians to accept this methodology. But if this, Abdullah, is the methodology you insist upon, and you say, well, any Christian who's not a heretic, you have to accept his interpretation of any New Testament verse, are you consistent with this? Will you accept the position of any Orthodox Muslim in his view of Islam? Let me give you a few quotes. Ibn Kathir, Islam's greatest commentator on the Quran, as you know, says, therefore all people of the world should be called to Islam. If any one of them refuses to do so, or refuses to pay the jizya, they should be fought till they are killed. Ibn Taymiyyah certainly is not a heretic, says, whoever has heard the summons of the messenger of God and has not responded to it must be fought. He's not a heretic. The Hanafi jurist Shaybani says that Muslims are to combat those who disbelieve in God. He's not a heretic. Sheikh Burhanuddin Ali, not a heretic, says the destruction of the sword is incurred by infidels, although they be not the first aggressors. So even if they haven't shown any aggression towards you, by being infidels, they incur the sword. This is not an infidel. According to Averroes, the medieval master of Islamic law, he says that scholars agree that all polytheists should be fought. The Maliki jurist Ibn Khaldun says that in the Muslim community, the holy war is a religious duty because of the universalism of the Muslim mission and the obligation to convert everybody to Islam, either by persuasion or by force. The Maliki jurist Ibn Abi Zayd says this: jihad is a precept of divine institution. It is preferable not to begin the hostilities with the enemy before having invited the latter to embrace the religion of Allah, except where the enemy attacks first. They have the alternative of converting to Islam or paying the poll tax, short of which war will be declared against them. So here you have Orthodox Muslims saying that Muslims are supposed to be fighting everyone and that they are to do it in order to spread Islam. Do you respect and agree with the words of all of these men? If you're consistent, you have to. If you reject anything any of these men have said, you have violated your own principle, which you are trying to force upon us. Go ahead.
Well, David, it's good to hear your voice again. I haven't chatted to you since July and so on. We have to also discuss the other matter concerning the websites, I think. But anyway, back to the point.
Yes, go ahead. To the point.
Well, firstly, I'm not bringing only one Christian scholar. And
I didn't bring you one Muslim scholar, but go ahead.
Fine. We're talking John Calvin here, Thomas Aquinas.
I'm not even a
Calvin. I'm Augustine.
Abdullah, did you hear his question? Because you're running again, which is typical of your kind. Did you hear his question?
I'm getting to it.
Okay, please get to it, because none of these sources, you probably didn't understand, David. Let me walk you through it. We do not appeal to them as infallible authorities, Abdullah. See, I can talk over you. We do not appeal to them as infallible authorities. We recognize exegetes can be mistaken. This is why we said, prove it from the contextual data that you misquoted from. And I was expecting better argumentation from you, but if this is your argumentation, please, when you come to America, you and I definitely got a debate. Now, answer his question. Since you're imposing that on us, do you accept it and admit that you need to be fighting and subjugating everyone? Answer the question, Abdullah. Please stop running.
Okay, that's a bit of a lawyer's question because you're framing it.
We use your frame.
The quotes which he uses, the quotes which he uses, I agree on, but not the kind of way you spin it.
So you spin it.
The quotes have a meaning, and that meaning...
Well, the quotes have a meaning, but Luke 14 didn't.
Not the way you
Very
spin
consistent. Go ahead.
So, wait, you would agree, you're saying you agree with the quotes and not the way I'm interpreting it. Just tell me how you would interpret this statement. Therefore, all people of the world should be called to Islam. If any one of them refuses to do so or refuses to pay the jizya, they should be fought till they are killed. If anyone refuses to become Muslim or refuses to pay the jizya after being called to Islam, you should fight them until they are killed. Give me your interpretation of this verse.
Actually, Islamically speaking, the stronger opinion is that if someone refuses to pay tax, like in every country, you can
Stronger opinion.
No. I gave you Ibn Kathir. He is an
Very
Orthodox
consistent.
Muslim. He's an Orthodox Muslim, and so you are compelled to agree with him
Well, no, he's
by the argument from Orthodoxy.
You notice appeal to stronger opinion. Oh, I see. So when we appeal to stronger opinion, Jesus and the apostles, that's not good enough. You're very consistent. Go ahead.
No. But
yeah.
if I was to rephrase it, saying any country that doesn't accept freedom, we have to attack, we have to invade, we have to force freedom on the people and get rid of.
Again, you're either being dishonest or ingenuous. What do you mean freedom? There is no freedom of criticizing Islam under Islamic rule. Abdullah, according to your Quran, Surah Al-Tawbah, you're not going to get you're not going to get far with lies and distortion. I'm telling you. Surah Al-Tawbah, verse 12, and if you go to chapter 60, verse 2, it tells you that if you criticize Muhammad, that's considered warfare. How can you be fighting for our freedoms when the Quran robs us of the freedom of exposing Muhammad as a false prophet? Are you trying to deceive us? That's Surah Al-Tawbah, chapter 9, verse 12, and Surah 60, verse 2. How are you going to be fighting for people's freedoms when your Quran does not give us the freedom to expose Muhammad, that he's a false prophet and his immoral teachings?
Actually, you're wrong, because if you look at all the narration, and I think you...
I have looked at it. You are wrong. Chapter 9, verse 12, chapter 60, verse 2. Do you want me to quote them?
Quote the verse first.
Sure, yes, my pleasure. Hold on, let me quote it. I'm going to quote the verse first. Okay, my pleasure. 1 second. Let me give you the reference.
9:12?
Yes, chapter 9, verse 12.
You want me to read it?
Yes, sir. And then chapter 60, verse 2.
But if they violate their oaths and their covenant, and taunt you for your faith, fight ye the chiefs of unfaith.
Do what with your faith?
Okay.
What do they do with your faith?
Taunt you for your faith.
Okay, so it's not that simply taking weapons and attacking you. If they taunt you, criticize your faith, what do you do with them?
Fight ye the chiefs of unfaith.
What about Surah 60, verse 2?
Surah 60, verse
I have in
2.
front of me, I'm going to read it.
Go ahead.
If they come on you, they will be enemies to you, and stretch out against their hands and their tongues to do you evil, and they wish that you may disbelieve. According to the Quran and even the examples of your prophet, when someone disparages, criticizes Muhammad, they are to be killed. You know this very well, as I do, because according to Islamic Sharia, to speak an offense against Muhammad, it is capital punishment. So how are you going to fight for my freedoms to criticize and expose your prophet? Can you explain that to me?
It doesn't actually say what you say it says.
Yes, it did.
Abdullah, I'm sorry. Abdullah, just a moment, please. Abdullah, if you'll stay with us, we're going to have to take a break. If you will stay on the line, that's up to you. I know it's your nickel or whatever. You can wait, and we'll get you when we come back for the break, or you can go. But let me just encourage you to try to find something better, because up to now you've proved nothing. You've not given us one verse from the New Testament or the Old Testament that tells covenant people of God to spread their faith by the sword. We can give you many verses, and we have from the Quran, apples to apples, not apples to orange. Don't go to Martin Luther. Don't run to John Calvin. Give us the New Testament. Give us the Bible, okay? So if you want to remain on the line and continue your arguing, I pray that you do a little bit better job. You can be patient and hold on after the break. Otherwise, if we come back and you're not there, we'll pray for you at the end of the show. Let's go to that break right now.